What's up guys, Weldon Customs here, and today we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends series Captain America line Red Skull Build-A-Figure TaskMaster. Easily, is this the best figure in the whole lot? Maybe. Let's take a look at him, open him up. Alright guys, so here is TaskMaster out of the box. Now, I have to admit, this guy is easily the coolest figure that we have gotten in the Marvel Legends line in a long time. For many reasons, we'll go over that soon. But first off, let's take a look at him. Man, he looks really nice. I have to say, Hasbro did a great job on him, all over the place. Taking a look at accessories first, he does come with the Build-A-Figure for Red Skull Onslaught right there. Has a new, nice looking head, pretty good. Put this aside. He also does come with other accessories, like his energy blade right here, which is really nice. I have to admit, this is a pretty cool looking blade. A whole new sculpt. Did a great job. It looks like, from what I can tell, the whole sculpt, the whole thing was actually orange, and then they painted the handle right there, and did a great job. Nice and clean, no bleeding, pretty much. I like the color too, because it's not translucent, but it's not like a thick orange color. Really cool, really nice. Does have some kind of a curve to it, which is pretty nice too. Something new, really good design. He also does come with an alternative head, as you can see here. This is what most of us are used to seeing TaskMaster with, and a better head too, because normally when you see him from the older lines or different figures, he has more of a expression. His mouth is open, really wide eyes. This is a little bit different. I like this look, more menacing looking, pretty cool. From what I can tell, I don't think you could take off the hood. I think it's permanently on there, which is not a horrible thing. But this is the alternative head, which I think is a lot cooler. I have to admit, I don't have that much knowledge on TaskMaster. I just seen him in comic books when he looks like this. I've seen him different comic books, like side stories, like when I read I think it was Civil War, Siege. I think in Siege was pretty funny. If you read that, his side story, and he just gets destroyed like in 2 seconds. It's kind of funny. But other than that, I like this look. You know, I'm not that, like I said, I don't have that much knowledge on it, but it definitely looks a lot cooler in my opinion. I don't know if it's the updated look, but he looks more menacing, a lot nicer, and gives a nice overall, more modern look to TaskMaster. Other than that, he does come with a shield. Pretty standard shield, just like any Captain America shield pretty much, but it is very clean and nice looking as well. Everything about this figure is nice looking. I'm going to be saying that probably 10 million times. Clips in the back right there. He also comes with gun holsters on his shoulders, which is a nice look to it. I do wish they came out though, but still is a nice look overall. And on the belt, he does have a pretty nice belt. I think it's a new sculpt from what I can see, and his little symbol over there. Alright guys, let's talk about why this figure looks so cool. It's clearly the body sculpt and the whole sculpt overall. You know, it's very refreshing to see. They clearly used a Bucky cap as a base, but that's about it. Everything else on it is brand new. New head sculpt, new shoulders, new arms, new sculpting over there, the armor look, even the legs, all the armor over there. It looks very nice. If you pay attention to comic books now, you know, modern comic books today, a lot of superheroes and supervillains incorporate more armor in their look, and it's not like it's a whole body armor. It's just armor wherever it makes sense for that character to have. Like, the best example I could say is probably Batman and Nightwing, especially both of them, because Nightwing, you're used to seeing him have a black outfit on, but if you read more comic books, he has like armor on the chest or armor on the shoulder pads. He has shin guards and bigger boots. Even on Batman, you see him in like video games or different comic books, he has all these plates of armor everywhere. It's just a more modern approach to how superheroes should really be, like more realistic in my point of view, if anything. But taking a look back at TaskMaster, you can see the sculpt and the new stuff that Hasbro's been dishing out. Looks pretty good. You know, you see the plates over there on the shoulder, the elbow pads, looking down the legs and the feet. Just looks so cool looking. Like I said, I don't have that much knowledge about TaskMaster that much. Clearly has a new look. In the comic books, I googled it a little bit before. He does have a new look, more laid back if anything. Of some, you know, I think one of them he had like short sleeves on and some armor plates or armor over here and here. I think it's in the cartoon, a Spider-Man cartoon, he looks a lot more like this, if I remember right. I could be wrong, but either way, this is a new look for TaskMaster. Some comic books have him like this, some don't. But I like where Hasbro's leading with this, because it almost reminds me of like a Neo anime look. You know, it looks pretty cool. You know, when a lot of anime characters have some kind of exosuit on, armor look, you know, it's just like they have plates on the shoulders and sometimes on the knee pads and the shins. It's just a modern look, you know, it's how they're going with, and I like that a lot. Going to the rest of the body, it's just, yeah, you see the armor look. I love the fins over here at the thighs. Everything on this figure looks really nice. Alright, since we have him out, let's take a look at the other head really quickly. Like I said before, this is the more traditional look of TaskMaster. Pretty much, in the old days, he does have, you know, the other figures he had, you see his pupils and his mouth's wide open, like I said before. This one looks a lot more menacing, a lot cooler. It's a nice update, to be honest. Honestly, he looks like a Skeletor. This is a great base for a Skeletor head, if I had to say one. But with this whole new look and the armor and this whole body, I do admit that I think the newer head looks a lot better. And this is the more updated look in the comic books now with him, I believe. So yeah, it really completes the whole look and body. Another reason why I like this figure is because, man, so many possibilities when you look at this figure for customizing. I can see it already. A lot of people will be using this for Deathstroke. You know, you can see it right away. It's like honestly, it's the base for a mercenary body. Honestly, you can see it right away. It looks so cool. It's so simple. That's why, because it's the open body outfit right there, but you have all the armor on the legs and the arms. It's that specific look that will really entice a lot of people to getting this. Alright guys, let's talk about articulation, and something nice to talk about because he has new sculpting. So first off, ball joint head on a hinge goes up really nicely, goes down pretty good, and left and right, and it does have a little bit of a rock right there, so that's pretty good for posing. New shoulder joints right here, and they work very well as well. They go in and out really nicely, no problems there, up and down, pretty good. Bicep swivel is nice, 2 points at the elbow, and a hinge and a swivel at the wrist, so that's pretty good there. Standard Bucky cap hinge at the abs, there's no problems there. Thighs, waist swivel, good. T-jointed hips, go up that far, which is great. Go back just a little bit, and then go in and out that far right there. Thigh swivel, 2 points at the knee. And at the ankle, he has a nice hinge and a great pivot, man. The pivot on this is awesome. It pivots left and right, swivels really nicely. There's a really good articulation there. And I also want to point out, aside from the articulation, is the quality of the plastic. Man, you know, obviously this is a new sculpt for the arms and the legs. Everything feels really good. Very sturdy. Doesn't feel too tight though, but it feels really nice and firm, if you want to say that. The bicep feels really great, feels nice and sturdy. The arms feel great as well. The legs, man, the legs feel great as well. It feels kind of thick here, but you don't notice it until you actually bend it. This overall good stuff right here. I'm really impressed by the quality control on this figure. This is another reason why I think this is one of the best figures we had in a long time, if not ever, from Hasbro. Alright, so before we get to size comparisons, I want to just point out some last key things about this figure. For one thing, his shield. I didn't talk much about that. It does clip on pretty standard to any other shield we got before, just like on his wrist right there, which is a pretty cool look, as you can see right there. Nice. And the sword pretty much fits in any hand he wants. Both hands are just open fists to hold stuff right there. And it does have a pretty decent sized base over there at the bottom, so you just have to shimmy it in the best way you can. Not a huge problem though, so there you go. Quick size comparison, here is TaskMaster, some of the other figures from different lines and Marvel figures. As you can see, he fits in pretty well. I have no complaints at all how this guy looks or how he is with the other figures. A great size, great looking figure, great sculpt, just a great figure overall. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. You know, like I said before a million times in this video, it's a great looking figure. Everything about this figure looks awesome. New sculpting, new head sculpt, new accessories, everything looks really nice. Pretty much a figure you definitely have to pick up if you're going to pick up anything from this whole line. Like I said before, great possibilities for customizing. It's a great new step for Hasbro and what they're bringing to the game, honestly. So other than that, guys, what do you think about this figure? Did you get it? Are you going to get it? And that's basically it, guys. Thanks for watching. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe, do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go to wildandcustoms.com. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Peace.